Good morning. Welcome to morning meditation. We have a very interesting reading today from our gospel for the Mass today. And it's so interesting that I'm still looking it up as we speak. But no, it's super interesting, but I will be there in a second. The beauty of this thing called the internet. We talked a few weeks ago about the raising up of the snake in the desert, and we were giving the hint of that reading. Today we're giving the Old Testament. But I'm not going to go after that reading the way I'm going to go after the gospel. Jesus said to the Pharisees, I am going away, and you will look for me, but you will die in your sin. Where I am going, you cannot come now. He's not going to kill himself, is he? This is one of the motifs of John's gospel, that the people who hear Jesus usually understand what he is saying on an earthly level, and Jesus is usually or always speaking on a spiritual level. And so we get this sort of dichotomy. This is the woman at the well, right? I will give you living water. And she says, well, where can I get this water so I don't have to keep coming here with a bucket? Well, of course, this isn't what Jesus is talking about. He's talking about the water of the soul, the water of the spirit. And so by the end of this story, she leaves her bucket at the well, getting the spiritual, symbolically getting the spiritual of this passage. And so it's great stuff. And so people don't get it, but we as listeners sitting there, oh, I do understand what he's talking about. I'm going to leave you and you cannot go there. What is he going to kill himself? We know that, he's going to be killed. We know what he's talking about. And then the serpent line, when you lift up the Son of Man, then you will realize that I am. Now, this should sound familiar to us because this was the story at the burning bush, and we are going to read that here in a second. I am. Ego eimi in the Greek, and this would have been, well, and I don't even like to use the word. If you remember this great song that we now sing, Oh God, I know you are near. And we used to give the Hebrew name for God as part of that. And I know it's been difficult for some people. Said, I miss the old line about this. It was the YWHW name. And but of course, this name of God was said, at least in the later Old Testament, was said once a year by the high priest in the Holy of Holies on the Day of Atonement. And so this holy, holy, holy name. And so out of respect for our Jewish brothers and sisters, is that Pope John Paul II? Or was it Pope Benedict? Can't remember when that happened exactly. It has to, yeah. We'll see if my fact finder here, Joan, can find this fact out. But it was changed to Oh God anyway, and you know this now, and we're more used to it now, and we don't sing this song as much as we used to in its heydays in the 90s and early 2000s. It's still a wonderful song, of course. But this name for God, and so when Jesus starts using this name for God, this I am, this, using it and people's ears were perking up. It's like, who does this guy think he is? This is the holy name of God. And so,
Cardinal Arenze under Benedict.
Cardinal Arenze under Benedict, so about 2007 or 8 or
yeah,
something like that. Okay, Cardinal Arenze. And so I'm actually going to read you the Moses story. Strange as it may seem, you want to look this one up, Fact Finder? When do we get this in the lectionary? And do we get this whole thing? It's Exodus chapter 3. When do we get that on a Sunday lectionary? And because it's kind of a long passage, and I don't know what we get this on.
We get 1 through 5. Oh no, sorry, I have to make sure it's Catholic.
Meanwhile, Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, leading the flock beyond the wilderness. He came to the mountain of God, Horeb. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him as fire flaming out of a bush. When he looked, although the bush was on fire, it was not consumed. So Moses decided, I must turn aside to look at this remarkable sight. Why does the bush not burn up?
Third Sunday in Lent, cycle C. So we might not get it very much.
Third Sunday in Lent, cycle C. So it's one of those, we will get this next year if we don't do the John reading. So it's one of those that, sort of like our readings that we did this year for week 3, 4, and 5. If we have a baptism, we use year A, and so C gets knocked out of that, as that would be the only time we would hear this whole passage in our normal year. And so that's what I was thinking. We don't really hear this passage. We hear it referred to a lot, but we don't actually hear the passage that much. I must turn aside to look at this remarkable sight. Why does the bush not burn up? When the Lord saw that he had turned aside to look, God called out to him from the bush, Moses, Moses. He answered, Here I am. God said, Do not come near. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you stand on is holy ground. I am the God of your father, he continued, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. This is an interesting thing. Maybe not, and we could Bible study this sometimes, but often when God appears, is it an angel or is it God? Like with Abraham, the 3 angels appear. Is it the angels or is it God? Or Jacob wrestles with an angel. Is it an angel or is it God? And so the angels show the closeness of God. And so we see this at the start of this. The burning bush, the angel of the Lord appeared to him as fire flaming out of the bush. And then we get, I am the God of your father in the bush. But the Lord said, Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. Another piece of this, of course, is that looking upon God was instant death. God was all-powerful, almighty. And so then you get these highly interesting things that if I look at you, you will not die. You will die. No, you shall not die. And so oftentimes it's this awesomeness of God that is being witnessed to. But the Lord said, I have witnessed the affliction of my people in Egypt and have heard their cry against their taskmasters. So I know well what they are suffering. Therefore, I've come down to rescue them from the power of the Egyptians and lead them up from that land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey, the country of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now indeed the outcry of the Israelites has reached me, and I have seen how the Egyptians are oppressing them. Now go, I am sending you. Okay, notice this great move by God. I am going to free the Israelites, and then I am sending you. All right, thanks, Lord. I thought you were going to do the work. All right, no. Now go, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring people. And so that is really great stuff there about how God works in this chapter of Exodus. But Moses said to God, who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh right? At that time, one of the top 3 most powerful people on earth, at least in earthly power. Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? God answers, I will be with you. And this will be your sign that I have set you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will serve God at this mountain. But, said Moses to God, if I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? What do I tell them? And so this naming, I think we kind of know the power of names, that, when we can call someone by name, it just makes a huge difference. The ability to name someone, tremendous responsibility, but just kind of an awesome thing. But it sets up this relationship that we now call each other by name. God replied to Moses, I am who I am. Then he added, this is what you will tell the Israelites, I am. And this is all capitalized, capital I-A-M. I am has sent me to you. God spoke further to Moses. This is what you shall say to the Israelites. The Lord, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever. This is my title for all generations. Go and gather the elders of the Israelites and tell them, the Lord, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has appeared to me, and I have observed you and what is being done to you in Egypt. So I've decided to lead you up out of your affliction in Egypt into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Girgashites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, a land flowing with milk and honey. Of course, Moses goes on to say, don't you have someone better? God says, no, you're the guy, and gives him his brother. We're going to skip that today, even though it is beautiful, because we do want to go through the John passages where Jesus uses I am. And there are 2 different Greek words for this, right? There's the Greek word for I am going to the store, and there's the Greek word for I am, which all capitalize, capital I-A-M, referring back to the ego Amy of Yahweh was the Hebrew. Ego Emi is the Greek. I'm sure I've made this super clear now. John chapter 6, Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. The one who comes to me will not hunger. The one who believes in me will not thirst. Jesus said to them, truly, truly say to you, before Abraham was born, I am. This is John chapter 8. I am the door. This is John chapter 10. And so we consider this, I am the light of the world. I am the bread of life. I am the door. I am the good shepherd. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the resurrection and the life, and then I am the way and the truth and the life. I am the true vine. And so before Abraham was, I am. And then in the Garden of Gethsemane, we hear this on Good Friday. Yes, we hear this on Good Friday. He asked them who they sought. They said, Jesus of Nazareth. And Jesus replied, I am he. And then if you remember this, they fall to the ground. This is only in John's Gospel. They drew back and fell to the ground. The little one says here that he is added by the English translator. Jesus simply says there, I am, applying God's covenant name to himself. And so we will be getting these passages as we go through John's Gospel. We've heard them quite a bit. These are the ones where it's the specific name of God. So I'm just going to go through them one more time. So it's not that many. I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world. I am the door. I am the good shepherd. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the true vine. 7, nice number. And then the 2 more. Before Abraham was, I am. And then the response in the garden. Whom are you looking for? Jesus of Nazareth. I am. And they fell to the ground. And so these passages connected to that I am, connected to the title of God at the burning bush. And so that awe and wonder at the name of God that we try to enter into, especially during this Holy Week, but of course all year long. Starting on Friday we will do it'll be a little longer morning meditation. We will go through Palm Sunday and some of the instructions the church has for us on Palm Sunday to get a flavor of that ritual and what the feel for what the church thinks we ought to be doing. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, we'll go through Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if that makes sense, on Wednesday, we'll go through Thursday. On Thursday, we'll go through Friday. And Friday, we'll go through Saturday. Those will be, of course, available live stream, but after the fact, too, on YouTube and Facebook pages. Thanks for joining us today. We will see you soon. And, St. Terebius today, one of our Lima, Peru heroes, all right, friend of St. Rose of Lima, great stuff. I want to read a little bit about his life somewhere down the line today, dedicating his life to God. Here we go, a good lawyer. It's good to have these guys in our hearts and in our lives. All right, God bless you. Have a great day.